Okay, so we're going to start our warm up today with a bit of a combo move. So we're doing 4 butt kicks, and then we're going into a squat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and squats. We're warming up that lower body, slowly getting that heart rate up. Sinking nice and low into that squat, stretching out those hips. From here, we're going to come to the edge of our mat. We're going to go into a staggered stance, sinking into a lunge. And then we're going to straighten those legs, hinge forward. Lunge, straighten those legs, hinge forward. On that hinge, we are stretching out that hamstring or the back of that leg. That lunge, we're starting to fire up all those lower body muscles. Lowering ourselves straight down, be mindful of that front knee. And now let's switch to the other side. Sinking straight down, hinging forward. And hinge. Widening that stance if we're losing our balance at all. From here, we're going to move forward into a wider stance here, arms out at our side, and we're going to reach to that opposite toe, continuing to stretch out that lower body with these dynamic stretches. Reaching across, feeling that stretch in the back of our legs, just moving at a pace that works for you. From here, we're going to go in and out, in and out. Modification. So just these in and out squat jabs. Sinking nice and low into that squat. Let's go with some arm circles to warm up that upper body. So we're going forward here. Nice big arm circles, stretching out those shoulders. And now let's switch backwards. So we should feel that heart rate up a little bit, sending that oxygen to flow to those muscles, getting them warmed up for our workout today. Finally, we're going to come to the edge of our mat here for some inchworms. So big breath in, stretching up, folding forward, walking it out to that plank. We're going to do a push-up here, come back to that plank, walk that in. Big inhale, again, folding over, walking that out to that plank, push up on our toes or our knees. We'll throw a couple more push-ups in here to finish this warm-up off. And there we go, we're ready for our workout. Okay, so our workout today is a Tabata workout, so high intensity, short periods of time, 20 seconds hard work, 10 seconds rest. We've got our 4 rounds, 2 moves in each round. So we do not need weights today. This is all body weight, so you aren't going to need any equipment. So we will get started with our first 2 moves, which are going to be a push-up. So it's a combination. We're going from a push-up to a side plank, and our second move is going to be sprinting on the spot. So we can modify this on our toes or on our knees. So we're pushing up and reaching up to side plank, and we're alternating sides. Push up, switching to that side plank, making sure we're keeping our core nice and tight and not letting those hips sag as we rotate into that plank. Then for our seconds, 20 seconds, we're getting up and we're just running on the spot, sprinting as fast as we can, light on our toes. So we're going through that 4 times. So here we go, we're gonna be starting in about 3, 2, 1 with those push-ups. Here we go. And push up to that side plank. Make sure with these push-ups, we've got our hands underneath of our shoulders. Our body is a nice straight line, neutral spine and neck. We are lowering down, engaging that core. Twisting to that side and rest. 10-second rest here until we get into those sprints. You can hear the countdown on my watch. And here we go. Sprint, sprint, sprint as quickly as we can, light on those toes. Making sure you're not holding your breath here as we get more winded, as we go through the workout. It becomes a lot easier to do that, but I want you to focus on your breath and keep breathing throughout the exercises. And 10-second rest. Getting back down to those push-ups. Again, on your knees or up on your toes, whatever modification works for you. And here we go. Making sure we're alternating sides on that plank. And rest, 10-second rest. And then we're getting back into that sprinting. Catching your breath here, grabbing a quick drink, getting right back into it. Here we go. So pushing to your full, maxing out in these 20 seconds. Nice and quick on our toes here. And rest, 10 seconds. Quickly taking that quick break and getting back into those push-ups. And here we go. Hands under shoulders, nice tight core. Not letting those hips sag, not sending that butt up too high, nice straight line. And rest. Here we go, getting ready for those sprints again. And here we go. 20 seconds here. And rest. Getting ready for this last set of push-ups. So really challenging yourself here. And here we go, 20 seconds, focusing on that form. Oops, nice tight core, nice straight body. Exhaling and tightening that core on that twist. Almost there. And rest. Getting ready for those last 20 seconds of that sprint. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. As fast as you can. Light on those toes. Quick, quick, quick. Remember, we're working to full capacity for those 20 seconds. So going as hard as we can. Getting that heart rate up as high as we can in that short period of time. And rest. Okay, so while you take your rest, I'm going to show you the next two moves. We've got our X jumps. So we're reaching to the opposite toe and jumping. Reach and jump. Reach and jump. To take that modification, or for the modification, take that jump out, and we're doing air squats. So feet shoulder width apart, hinging at those hips, pushing up through those heels and squeezing those glutes at the top. Our second move is going to be mountain climbers. So we're getting in that plank position, hands under shoulders, core nice and tight, and we're driving those knees forward. Modification, we can slow that tempo down, go nice and slow. We can elevate that upper body onto a chair or a table, or you can even use a wall and do them there. So whatever modification works for you, just make sure you're challenging yourself and getting that heart rate up. So we are about to start from that 20 seconds with those X jumps or those squats, whatever you're doing. And here we go. And jump. And rest, 10-second rest here before we get into those mountain climbers. Short little rest, so get ready. Getting into that plank position. Remember, hands under our shoulders, that core nice and tight, and here we go. Driving those knees in as quickly as you can. Making sure we're not holding our breath here, keep breathing. And rest, 10-second rest here. Keeping that heart rate up, we just got these short little breaks. 20 seconds, here we go into those X jumps. We can put our hands up. We don't have to throw our hands up. Just do whatever modification works for you. Challenge yourself, get that heart rate out, up. And rest, getting ready for those mountain climbers. Whew, benefit of these HIIT workouts or these high intensity interval training, you're burning a lot of calories in a short period of time. So here we go into those mountain climbers. And rest. Halfway through this round, getting back to those X jumps. And here we go, we're reaching across to that opposite toe, jumping up, reaching across, jumping up, or we're modifying with that air squat. Both exercises are challenging that lower body, working those quads and those glutes. And rest. 10 seconds here before we get back into those mountain climbers. Using the modification that works for you. A little easier if we can elevate that upper body or slow the knees down. Here we go. 20 seconds. Driving those knees up. Again, modification, slow it down. And rest, 10 seconds here. Getting into this last set for this round. Here we go with the X jumps. Nice big explosive jumps. Sinking as low as you can to touch that toe, sending those hips back, not bending over and rounding that back. We want to hinge, send those hips back. And rest. Getting ready for those 20 seconds of mountain climbers to finish off this round. And then we're halfway through this workout. Here we go. Working that core here, working those shoulders, as well as that lower body. It's a really good full body move. And rest. Okay, 30 seconds here. We've got our in and out jumps. So like we did in our warm up, we're going in and out, in and out. Modification, stepping it out, coming in, stepping it out, coming in. So taking that impact out. And then our second move, we're getting down into that plank position for those commando push-ups. So we are either on our toes or on our knees. And we're going down, down until our elbows pressing up and up. So we can modify down on our knees, or if you're still finding that's just not right for you, shoulder taps. So staying in that position, locking that core, tapping the opposite shoulder with that opposite hand, making sure that we are not swaying back and forth or twisting our body. We're keeping those hips nice and square to the ground. So those are our two moves. And get ready to go here in 3, 2, 1. So in and out. Trying to stay nice and low, keeping those muscles activated, firing up those quads. And rest, 10 seconds here, and then we're gonna get into those commando push-ups. So again, toes, knees, or we're doing the shoulder taps, whatever works for you today. Hands under shoulder, core tight, here we go. If you are doing the commandos, try to switch up what arm you follow with. So don't always start with the left arm as you go down. Try to modify that and switch it up. And rest. You will find that the one way, usually your dominant hand is going to be a little bit more easy. So you want to make sure to challenge that and switch it up. And here we go with our in and out. Making sure we're not holding our breath here. Chest up, shoulders back. Really feeling those legs burn. And rest. Whew. Thank goodness these aren't 2 leg moves in this round. Those really fire them up. So getting back down into that plank. Ready for those commandos. So here's a modification on our knee. Challenging our core here as well as the shoulders. And then we've got those shoulder taps if we're not doing the commandos. And rest. Getting back to those in and outs. Taking some nice deep breaths in this break. Grabbing a quick drink if you can. And here we go, 20 seconds. I don't know about you guys, but my pace with these tempo is really slowed down. I'm pushing myself through these 20 seconds. I just keep telling myself it's only 20 seconds. Let's try to get as many in as we can. And rest. Here we go, 10-second rest. Getting down into those commandos. And here we go. These Tabata workouts are only 17 minutes from start to finish, although I find they're some of the hardest workouts. But it's just great to know that you can get such a good workout in only 17 minutes of your day. And rest. Whew. Getting back to those in and outs for our last set here in this round. And we've only got 1 round left. And here we go. Again, just telling yourself it's only 20 seconds. Give it everything you've got. Pushing yourself as hard as you can so you can barely go anymore at the end of that 20 seconds. Stay nice and low. Keep those quads fired up. And rest. Last set here, those commandos. And go. Try not to sink our hips or send that butt up here. Nice flat back, core engaged. And rest. 30-second rest here. Grab a drink. We are going into a squat with the diagonal crunch. So lots of squatting today. So we've got a squat and a crunch. Bringing that knee to that elbow. That's our first move. Our second move is going to be that reverse lunge. So standing with our feet about hip width apart, stepping straight back, sinking straight down. Making sure we're sinking straight down, not forwards or backwards. We're keeping that toe in line with our knee, or that knee in line with our toe, not letting that knee bow in or out, keeping that core nice and tight as we sink. So we're gonna alternate back and forth through that set. So about 6 seconds left here, and we're gonna get into the squat with the crunch. And this will finish up our day. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling and really squeezing that core on that twist. And 10-second rest, and then we're getting into that reverse lunge. Making sure our stance is wide enough that we're not losing our balance here. And here we go. So a little less cardio in this round. So a good time to really focus on that form, that core engagement, and that breath. And rest. 10 seconds here until we get back into those squats. And here we go. So remember with that squat, we've got those feet about shoulder width apart. Our toes can be slightly angled out. We're hinging at those hips, trying to get that upper leg about parallel to the ground, getting those hips even lower than our knees if we can. And 10-second rest here, getting back into those reverse lunges. And here we go. So you don't have to step super far back, right? We want to focus on not breaking this 90 degree, keeping those knees in line with our toe and sinking straight down. And 10-second rest before we get back into those squats. So keeping that chest up. Here we go. These don't have to be super quick. Just make sure when you are doing that crunch, you're exhaling and engaging that core to get the full benefit from that crunch. And rest, 10 seconds here, back to those reverse lunges. Now we're into that last set of the day. And here we go. So remember, if you're finding yourself losing your balance, you might need to widen that stance a bit. And think exhale and tighten, engage that core as you step and sink down. And here we go into those squats. Let's sink really nice and deep here. This is our last set. Here we go. And here we go into that rest, that final rest into our final move, and we're done for the day. So getting ready for those reverse lunges. Here we go. Moves like this, you can always add in a little bit of extra resistance and grab some weights. And done. So that finishes up that workout. Awesome job, guys. Take a few minutes here to grab a drink, let that heart rate come down slowly, and we will get into our stretching. Okay, let's start our cool down with some quad stretches. We really worked that lower body today. So that front of that leg, let's bring that foot up to our butt. Feeling a nice long stretch in the front of that leg. Grabbing a chair or a wall if you need for that extra balance. Okay, let's switch to that other side. Again, when we're following up these workouts with stretching, we want to focus on holding these stretches for at least 20 to 30 seconds to get that full benefit. And from here, let's just do some side squats, back and forth, giving those inner thighs a nice stretch. So just going back and forth at your own pace here. From here, we're going to just come to the edge of our mat for a forward fold and stretch out those hamstrings. So deep breath in, reaching up, stretching those muscles, and let's forward fold. sinking nice and deep into those hips. Again, we can keep our hands here. We can reach them up to get a little bit deeper there, feeling that in that hip flexor. Now from here, we're going to place that right hand onto the ground while both hands we could place down. Pop that back leg up and now lift that left arm into that twist. And moving from here into that pigeon pose. So bringing that foot across. Holding the stretch here with our chest up, or we can sink down. Either way, we just want to make sure we're focusing on keeping those hips nice and square and not falling off to either side. From here, we're just going to switch sides, so bringing that right leg through to that low lunge. Feeling ourselves sink nice and deep, feeling a nice stretch here. Making sure we're not holding our breath through any of these stretches. And from here, we're going to transition again into that twist. So hands down, popping that back knee up, reaching up. Moving into that pigeon pose on this side. Again, keeping those hips nice and square. Coming down to your forearms or keeping your chest up, whatever works for you there. To our knees, reaching those hands behind, interlacing those fingers and stretching out that chest. Taking some time here to reflect back on that workout, really giving yourselves props for getting there today, pushing through it. It was a hard one, it was a lot of cardio, which is a lot of people's least favorite thing to do, but you did it and you got through. And hopefully you're feeling better after that workout. From here, we're going to stretch that side out. So let's just kick that left leg out and reach over with that opposite arm. And now let's switch to that other side. Just going to finish up today's cool down with child's pose. So staying on our knees, I guess, sending them out wide. And we're going to reach forward. And again, staying in this stretch for at least 20 to 30 seconds. But if any of these stretches felt tight or just extra great for you today, after the video, feel free to get back into those and really stretch out those areas. We want to try to avoid those tight muscles because they can cause pain in other parts of our body. They can cause issues with our posture and really decrease our range of motion in certain exercises, so we're not getting that full benefit. So coming up, we're staying there, but either way, we are done for today. Great job, guys.